Justice John Paul Stevens, retired Supreme Court Justice, said in an op-ed in the New York Times, we should just repeal the Second Amendment. Do you agree?
I don't agree with that. I mean, I support the Second Amendment. I think our founding fathers knew what they were doing when they put that in the Constitution, but I do think that it's time that we do take a closer look and make sure it's relevant to today's society.
How so?
I think when the Second Amendment was written, we were talking about muskets. We now live in a different time. Technology has shown that our weapons have the ability to have mass casualties in the blink of an eye. And I think that's something that we have to reflect upon, because that wasn't a real relative factor when the Second Amendment was written.
Representative Windschitl, I know you don't agree, but let me ask you this. Does the fact that we're having this conversation now reflect a level of frustration with the ability to enact gun safety laws? And also, do you think that the NRA has overstepped its hand or overplayed its hand when it comes to using the Second Amendment to stop all gun safety laws?
Well, I don't think it's about stopping the protection of the public, but I also think the level of frustration is on both sides, because I think many of the people that are taking out to do some of these protests aren't really understanding what it is that they're asking their government to do. When Justice Stevens is advocating for the repeal of the federal Second Amendment, what he's advocating for is basically the repeal of a natural law. We all have an inalienable right to self-defense, and the Second Amendment is merely a protection of that natural right. So the level of frustration comes in where you've got a lot of people that are advocating for safer schools or safer communities, but you're not necessarily going to get those safer schools or safer communities by taking away the rights of law-abiding citizens.